Thank you for tuning in again. My name is Kai Dai, and this is Shammer Studios. Today I am going to teach you how to tie a Manta Ray onto a tie-dye shirt. This would be popular for people down on the coast. You know, this is one of the first shirts I made my girlfriend when she came to hang out. So we're going to fold the shirt in half. We're going to find a good starting point right here. I like to put my finger down instead of taking the time to mark it with a marker. Just pull it in half, find a good spot. Now, since I'm only going to do the very front of this shirt, I'm not even going to mess with the back. I'm going to include all that after I tie this. So here we go. We got our shirt folded right down in half down the front, so we get a symmetrical image on the front. And we're going to do this Manta Ray free-handed. Now we're going to just do a little face guy right here. We get a nice perpendicular line to start off with. And we're going to go right into it. And give him his little mouth thing, mandibles maybe, right here where his face would be, his body, and then we go straight into the fins. It's kind of like a little triangle wing right there. Bring it right back down to the torso, all the way down. And we're going to give this guy a nice long tail. And just bring it down as far as you can, straight as you can. And there we go. There's his tail. Nice little wingtips. We're going to try to sharpen this up just a little bit. Right. Now, before I tie it, I kind of want to know where I want to put down some of my colors. So we know that he's kind of got a little break right here. I'm only going to use grays. For this, I'm going to use Safari Gray and I think Timberwolf Gray. It's a hot water gray. And we're going to do Safari Gray on the lighter spots. And we're going to do the hot water gray on the darker spots. Give it a little bit of life, a little more realism to it. So we're just going to mark that space right there before we do anything. Flatten all that out. And there we go. We got it nice and drawn out. We have our plan. I have my sinew. It's a 75-pound test weight sinew that I get from Amazon.com. I have an affiliate link down below where you could also subscribe to the channel to see further videos. Really appreciate everybody who has subscribed so far. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to leave this tail for last, so I'm going to start here at the head. All right, I'm going to get probably about 3/4 of an inch to my pleats. I'm going to pull my chisel tip tweezers out so that I can get a better line. Now all I do is I follow the line with pleats and make sure that these lines line back up all down the line. And I'm going to show you guys when I tie it. Get these lines all nice and straight. A lot of times it'll fold for you. Get that stool out of here, really don't need it. Now, do whatever you gotta do to make sure that those pleats line up nice and clean without giving you too much trouble. Now, we're gonna straighten this out a little bit in here. That's a corner, that's a corner. Alright. Get that out. get to these corners, one of the things I like to do is get it flush, and then I'll turn, and I'll put it right there, and I'll make sure that that's nice and sharp. And the sharp corners look really clean when you tie this back together. Readjust right there. Make sure that I've got it all really tightly packed there onto my line. The tighter the line, and the closer you can get to each pleat being the same height, you'll get the cleanest image. Now that's kind of what I like to go for, is the cleanest, sharpest white line around any image that I like to tie. If I can do so, it would be great. Now as we're coming up here to the tip, I'm going to kind of start finding my lines and folding both sides together. Looks like that's a good spot for it to turn. I'm going to pinch this with my tweezers and turn it. And we're going to completely flip axis right here and start going the other way. Pull these other lines together. Keep this all. Alright. I'm going to push that down in there so that I make sure I get a nice sharp line. A lot of these pleats are going to come up right where they need to, just almost automatically as you're going. Now, as you kind of keep all that off to the side right there, the further you get into one of these smaller pleats, the harder it's going to get to keep from folding up. Now, try to keep and apply even pressure to keep your line straight. Keep up with those like half-inch, quarter, three-quarter-inch pleats, and it will really pay off here in a second. Keep them all nice and clean. There we go. That last little bit is going to be the home stretch. The really hard part is keeping all of those without shifting. All right, we've gotten lucky here. All right. Last little bit. Now you see it's starting to fold up just a little bit right here. It's okay. We're going to reset this. I'm going to put my finger here to try to even all that out and make that one straight, clean line. It'll bend back just a little bit whenever we tie it. Got my finger down right here, holding that pressure. Trying to keep it so I can get the sharpest line to get the best little image of the tail running all the way down. Go. Try to bunch all that up over here. Here we go. Now, you may not be able to see this. I'm going to figure out how to zoom in better, but I'm going to pull that over here to the side, pull that crease, and I'm going to tie right over that very end tip so that I can try to get the sharpest point on the end of that tail without having it dull out. So here we go. We take our sinew, I throw it up underneath my thumb so I get a nice little anchor, get it on the left side of my line. Don't hold it so tight that it comes apart, but also give it enough pressure so that it knows what you're doing. This takes a little bit of practice, but you'll figure it out real quick. It feels kind of like a little rectangular box whenever you have a nice tight line right here. So I've wrapped it around 3 times. I'm a little bit on the outside of that line down at the tail. That's okay. I need a little more space to get some dye onto. Put my hand down. I try to get as much flat pressure across there. I do my first cinch kind of quick with enough tension. And I come back and I put a little more tension. You can feel the line pull out. Don't pull it so hard that it pops. Now, if you haven't sandwiched it together yet, you'll still have this nice flat pleat box. Get that sinew around, try to keep it from going over what you just folded, and try to get it right in there, that little nook. This will be a second reinforcement. Give it enough tension to where it doesn't snap, but you also get a nice tight line down there. All right. Sinew should be really tight. It should feel like rock solid in this tight. I've gone 4 times around now, and I've got enough restriction on that spot now that it's going to stay. It's going to be nice. Now the next part we want to do, I want to throw these sleeves back inside this other sleeve so we can get a nice even scrunch on the back. Pull those right through, find the inside seam, pull these out enough, try to get them even to where, get it like that. And you can pull out the rest of the shirt almost. Now here, if you want, you can find the middle of the back, and you can throw a spine on there. And I'll show you how to do a front and a back later. But today we're just going to do the back, just going to do the front. So I'm going to put these inside all the way down, make sure that the shirt is as flat as it can be, all the way around. And we're going to put this just inside and just try to scrunch it up as much as possible. Take all that surface area out of there. Look at that. There we go. Now, when I'm doing my scrunch, I try to keep it as flat as the sleeves will allow me so that I don't get a lot of that taco action. But I try to get inside of these little creases and try to get in there and jam them up a little bit so that it doesn't have a whole lot of flat line around it. Just distort that inner flat pleat. Maybe you might want to keep it. A lot of times I'll keep it as flat pleated out as possible, and I'll just play with some die placement. But for this, I just kind of want to make this look like water around my Manta Ray. So we're just going to kind of play with it like a cat would, you know, and just kind of throw it all together. And we're going to smush it all together to the center. We'll try to make that a little more fun. Right around here, a little funky. Throw that inside of there and jam it up a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to do 4 colors on the back. 2 blues on this side and then 2 kind of aquas on the other side. Take our handy dandy rubber bandy. We're going to try to set this without it flipping and tacoing. I like to double band it and then put it on the innermost part right here so I can go all the way across and then press down as I'm doing it. So I try to keep it as flat as possible. Try to keep this as flat as possible so that you have more area for the dies to fall into. We're not going to put too much dye down on each side, but we're going to put just enough. I'm going to do something different in this video that I've done in the other video. I'm about to pull out all the dyes right here in the middle, and we're going to go straight to dyeing it. And then tomorrow about 24 hours after I've set this dyes, I'm going to rinse them. I dyed one earlier this morning so that I could have it to rinse out in the morning. So we don't have to wait all 24 hours. There we go. Try to get as much tension as you can on there without turning it into a taco. I think we've done a good job here with just a couple more. Fabric back there. Now I'm going to try to get as good of a pleat as I can. Keep this out kind of clean, because remember I've got that gray already marking the spots where I want to get my dyes placed in. Pressing down on it with my thumbs while pushing my fingertips in to squeeze it has helped me be able to keep it flat without toppling, folding up like a taco. He likes it when that happens. All right. So we are ready and set for dyes. All I gotta do is do grays here. I'm going to do blues on this side, and when I flip it over, we're going to do some mermaid dream, a little bit of sea glass color. All right, like I said, we're going to do this all really quick. Alright, I've got Safari Gray and a nice hot water gray that I've already pre-mixed. I'm going to put down. I'm going to put the Safari Gray down on the line, which will be our outline, and a couple spots here and there to create a speckling effect. I'm going to come back with our warmer gray, a little bit darker. I put it on the outside where I had that marker spots going. Alright, that was good and quick. Robin's egg blue, alpine blue. I'm going to put down the robin's egg blue randomly. Completely random, and hope that it does some kind of a water effect. There we go. Just put it anywhere, really. Another set right here. I'm just going to come back with that other blue. And get the other spots. So this is alpine blue. And again, I get all of my colors as it stands from Dharma Trading Company. They've been really good for me in the past, and I'd really like to give them a good shout out. Tell them they're doing a good job. Keep it up. Thank you guys. Go. Some glue on that bad boy. I also get these squeeze bottles. They're 4-ounce needle tip squeeze bottles off of Amazon.com. I'll have another affiliate link down there below. So if you guys decide you want to order some of these for yourself, take them for a spin, you can give me a hand, give me a little bit of that affiliate love. Put a little blue over there, so over here. okay if a little bit of white shines through. I put down enough of these colors to be okay. The water effect, be nice to have just a little bit of white in there. Right, flip it over. Now I'm going to introduce my two greens. I'm going to have Sea Glass and Mermaid's Dream. But before I do that, I'm going to put down my Safari Gray across my line again. Let that drip a little bit further down this time. I'm going to give it a quick dark gray. Let's seep in there nice. Alright. Here we're going to go with our Mermaid Green first. Mermaid Green. Nice aqua color. It blends into blue very naturally. So these will be two very good colors to have next to each other. Now since we know that water's not all blue and green, y'all ever been down to Galveston? Next time I might do some brown water, sure, but you won't see these manta rays in the water with no brown water like we have in Texas. Out in Florida, y'all get to see them. Some of that sea glass. It's going to come out to be a nice light green. It'll blend in just perfectly with that blue and that aqua. Cover that up. All right. Boom. Now, last color we're going to introduce is I have black in here. If this tip gets clogged, I'm going to just change out tip with grays. But I always like to put down black, covering the whole thing. Make sure I get it nice and on that line. This black is mixed up a little bit thicker. It's actually 4 times thicker than the other dyes. And I just really want this as the top layer. I don't want to drench it and get it too deep in there, unless you like that, unless you want a little more black on there. Me, I just kind of want a little bit of black ink on there to accent the little bit of white that's going to be left over. Not going to be a whole lot of white, but just a little bit. Again, should I lay it across the line, a little bit across there, and then just make sure we cover it all nice and loose. Oh, see, we're getting clogged up. Oh. Okay, it's cool. These bottles come with a bunch of different tips too, which is awesome. So we'll just finish it up, get all the black dye on there, and next time you see this shirt, I will be rinsing it in the sink, and it's going to be really cool. Really liked this last time I shared it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do like and enjoy my videos, send me some encouragements in the comments. Let me know how I could improve. I know that talking to a video camera is really new to me, so that's going to get better as I go along. But please be sure to subscribe and like the videos, and if you feel so inclined, share them with your friends. And hopefully I'd like to see some more of these out there in the different platforms where people share their tie-dyes. So thank you for joining me. My name is Kai Dye, and you are at Shammer Studios. Until the rinse out, have a good night.